We've just left behind yet another incredibly thrilling episode of Fallout. And honestly, even thinking about the season finale is making me impatient. Was Cooper waking up Mr. House a huge mistake? Will Lucy be able to stop Hank? And can Maximus finally reach Lucy in time? There are so many unanswered questions. So let's break down the most important details from Episode 7 and talk about what we might see in Episode 8, the season finale. Lucy discovers Hank's plan. This episode made me admire Lucy even more. In both the previous episode and Episode 7, we hadn't really seen her take a decisive stand against Hank. When we learned that the mind control device could erase bad memories and even bring Legionnaires to their knees, it almost sounded reasonable for a moment. I mean, who wouldn't be tempted by the idea of a device that could end all wars? Thankfully, Lucy didn't fall for Hank's illusion. With a smart move, she handcuffed him and went straight to the main computer controlling everyone. What she found there completely shocked me. Inside a jar, connected to the system, was the head of Congresswoman Diane Welch. This means the information Hank uses to control people comes directly from the government's old world plans, which alone shows just how dangerous this situation truly is. In Episode 8, we're likely to see serious tension between Lucy and Hank. But before we get there, we need to talk about a massive mistake. The ghoul wakes up Mr. House. In my opinion, the scariest moment of Episode 7 was the ghoul waking up Mr. House. At first, the ghoul seemed confident while asking Maximus for the cold fusion, and it almost felt like he had a clear plan. Maybe even a way to reunite with his wife and daughter. Maximus tearing apart the Deathclaws one by one definitely helped that plan. But when Mr. House came online after the cold fusion was connected, it felt completely unplanned. And in the Episode 8 trailer, when Mr. House tells the ghoul, "Like it or not, everyone eventually works for me," it really feels like the ghoul made a huge mistake. From zero to hero. I genuinely love every scene where Maximus steps into his role as a hero. He may have become a knight through cheating at first, but the moral choices he makes afterward turn him into a real knight and a true warrior. It's a fantastic zero-to-hero story. In Episode 7, trusting the ghoul, wanting to bring the cold fusion to Lucy, and fearlessly agreeing to fight the Deathclaws made me admire him even more. And I'm confident Episode 8 will push Maximus even further. What's really happening in Vault 32? One of the most intriguing storylines this episode was Steph's. We already knew she threatened to cut off Vault 33's water supply to get the box Hank brought from there. But we didn't know she entered the vaults as a fugitive, killed people, and possibly harmed Woody. The fact that she's been alive for 200 years only makes things more mysterious. Thankfully, when Chad revealed the Canadian passport he found earlier, right in the middle of the wedding, everyone finally realized who Steph really was and cornered her. But Steph ran straight to the box. And now there's only one question on everyone's mind. What's inside the box? Episode 8, the season finale. Now it's time to talk about Episode 8, the finale we've all been waiting for. There are several critical points to consider. First, Steph. Whatever Hank created has massively increased my curiosity, and right now, the only thing I can imagine inside that box is another mind control device. The scary part is that Steph won't be able to use it as carefully as Hank did, which could lead to shocking deaths inside Vault 32. Whatever comes out of that box, the consequences won't be small. Another major source of tension will be between Lucy and Hank. In the trailer, we see Hank somehow freeing himself from the handcuffs and approaching Lucy, once again with a mind control chip in his hand. It looks like he'll try to completely control Lucy now that she's standing in the way of his plans. Lucy's options seem limited. Either destroy the Congresswoman's head and escape, or wait for help to arrive. And we all know who that help will be. Despite theories suggesting Maximus might die at the hands of the Deathclaws, I believe he'll manage to defeat them, no matter how difficult, and reach Lucy. When that happens, we'll finally see whether Lucy and Maximus show Hank mercy once again, or if they put an end to him for good. Finally, there's the inevitable confrontation between the ghoul and the Mr. House he woke up. I fully expect Mr. House to take control of everything, likely cornering the ghoul by threatening his family. I don't think destroying the machines will be enough to stop him. We may see Mr. House's darker plans unfold, or even another nuclear strike. After all, the last time the ghoul handed cold fusion to the American president, things didn't exactly go as planned. The trailer opens with pure intensity, and it immediately sets the tone for what Episode 8 is going to be. We see the wasteland in full conflict mode, not quiet or mysterious like earlier episodes, but loud, violent, and unstable. Maximus is front and center again, fully locked into his role, and this time he looks less confused and more determined. The power armor is back, and it doesn't just feel like protection anymore, it feels like a symbol. A symbol that Maximus is done running, done reacting, and now ready to face whatever the wasteland throws at him. The action shots come fast, but they're clear enough to understand what's happening, and that's what makes it exciting. You don't feel lost. You feel pulled in. There's a real sense that every choice Maximus makes in this episode is going to matter, not just for him, but for everyone around him. At the same time, the trailer hints that the New Vegas Strip is more than just a location, it's a battleground. This place has history, power, and secrets, and Episode 8 looks like it's finally ready to unlock them. The energy here is different from earlier episodes. It's tense, almost uncomfortable. Like something terrible is about to happen, and nobody can stop it. You can feel that old-world technology and ambition clashing with raw survival instincts, and that mix is what Fallout does best. The trailer doesn't explain everything, but it doesn't need to. It gives just enough to let your mind start racing, filling in the gaps with worst-case scenarios. What really stands out is how confident the trailer feels. It's not trying to convince you that Episode 8 is important, it already knows it is. The pacing, the music, and the way characters are framed all suggest that this is a turning point in the season. The stakes feel higher than ever, and there's this constant feeling that someone is not going to make it out alive. Even quiet moments feel dangerous, like the calm before a nuclear storm. By the end of this section of the trailer, one thing is clear. Fallout Season 2 Episode 8 isn't just another episode. It's the setup for something huge, and once it starts, there's no going back. As the trailer continues, the focus slowly shifts from pure action to something much more unsettling. The idea that everyone in this story is being pulled toward the same collision point whether they want to or not. We start to see how the different storylines are no longer moving separately. They're tightening, overlapping, and pushing characters into impossible situations. There's a strong feeling that alliances are about to be tested, and not everyone is being honest about their true goals. The wasteland has always been dangerous, but Episode 8 makes it feel smart and cruel, like it's actively trapping people instead of just reacting to them. Every look between characters feels suspicious. Every pause in dialogue feels like someone is hiding something important. The trailer also leans heavily into the idea of power, who has it, who wants it, and who is about to lose it. Old technology makes another big presence, and once again, it's treated like a loaded weapon rather than a miracle solution. Fallout has always been good at showing how the past refuses to stay buried, and Episode 8 looks like it fully embraces that theme. There's a sense that activating certain systems or waking certain forces might solve one problem while creating 10 new ones. The tension doesn't come from explosions alone, it comes from the fear of consequences. Characters aren't just fighting enemies, they're fighting the results of their own decisions. One of the most interesting things here is how the trailer slows down just enough to let certain moments breathe. These aren't action-heavy shots, but they hit harder because of what they imply. You can see doubt on faces, hesitation before pulling a trigger, and that split-second realization that things have gone too far to turn back now. This makes Episode 8 feel more emotional than previous ones, not in a dramatic way, but in a grounded, human way. These people aren't heroes in shining armor, they're survivors who have been pushed to the edge, and now they're being forced to choose sides. The sense of scale also grows in this part of the trailer. What once felt like small, personal stories now feel connected to something much bigger. The wasteland itself almost feels alive, watching and waiting as events line up perfectly for disaster. There's this looming pressure, like a countdown ticking in the background, even though no clock is shown. You can tell that once things start moving in Episode 8, they won't stop. Every secret hinted at here feels like it's seconds away from being exposed, and when that happens, the fallout, no pun intended, is going to be massive. This section of the trailer makes one thing very clear. Survival in Episode 8 won't be about strength alone. It'll be about timing, trust, and who's willing to cross the line first. This is where the trailer really starts to feel dangerous, because it stops feeling like setup and starts feeling like payoff. Episode 8 looks like the moment where plans finally collide with reality. You can sense that characters who thought they were in control are no longer steering the situation. The trailer hints at multiple forces moving at the same time, each one believing they're a step ahead, but that confidence feels fragile. Fallout has always been about how quickly power can slip through someone's fingers, and this episode seems ready to prove that again. Every move shown in the trailer feels reactive now, not planned, like everyone is adjusting on the fly as things spiral out of control. There's also a strong feeling that the wasteland's biggest threats aren't just monsters or weapons, but information. Who knows what? Who learns the truth too late, and who uses it first? The trailer teases revelations without fully giving them away, and that's what builds the suspense. You're left constantly asking what exactly is about to be uncovered and who's going to suffer once it is. The way certain characters are framed makes it feel like they're standing on the edge of something irreversible. One wrong decision here doesn't just end a life, it could reshape the balance of power across the entire region. Emotionally, this section of the trailer hits harder than expected. You can see fear, anger, and resolve all mixing together, sometimes in the same character. These aren't clean choices anymore. There's no clear right or wrong, only survival and sacrifice. Episode 8 feels like the point where characters stop pretending they can have it all. Something has to be given up, whether that's trust, safety, or their own sense of morality. That internal struggle adds weight to every action scene teased in the trailer. It's not just about who wins the fight, it's about what winning actually costs. What makes this breakdown so exciting is how confident the show feels in its storytelling. The trailer doesn't over-explain, and it doesn't rely on nostalgia alone. It trusts the audience to connect the dots, to remember past choices, and to understand why this moment matters. The pacing tightens, the tension rises, and by the end of this section, it's clear that Episode 8 isn't just pushing the story forward, it's bending it. Lines that were once clear are now blurred, and characters who felt safe before suddenly don't. This is Fallout at its best, slow-burning tension mixed with sudden chaos, and the trailer makes it clear that once Episode 8 begins, there's no undoing what's about to happen. This part of the trailer leans fully into spectacle, but it never feels empty or pointless. The presence of the Deathclaws alone changes the entire mood. These aren't just monsters thrown in for shock value, they represent how far things have escalated. When Deathclaws show up, it means the wasteland has completely lost control. The trailer makes them feel like a force of nature, something that can't be reasoned with or easily defeated. Their appearance instantly raises the stakes and reminds us that no matter how advanced the technology gets, the wasteland still answers to brutal survival rules. New Vegas also plays a huge role here, and it's treated like a character rather than just a backdrop. The Strip feels tense, unstable, and ready to explode. This is a place built on power, greed, and old-world ambition, and Episode 8 looks like it's finally forcing all of that into the open. The contrast between the bright lights of New Vegas and the raw violence happening within it makes everything feel more unsettling. It's not the glamorous image people remember, it's a pressure cooker. Every corner feels dangerous, and every decision made here feels permanent. Maximus stands at the center of all of this, and his arc feels like it's reaching a breaking point. The trailer shows him no longer reacting to events, but actively stepping into them. There's a noticeable shift in his presence. He feels heavier, more focused, like he understands the cost of his actions now. The power armor isn't just a tool anymore, it's a responsibility, and Episode 8 looks like it's going to test whether he's truly ready for that weight. His encounters in the trailer suggest that he's about to face challenges that can't be solved with strength alone. What really makes this section hit hard is how everything feels interconnected. The Deathclaws, New Vegas, and Maximus aren't separate elements, they're pieces of the same disaster waiting to happen. The trailer suggests that one wrong move could set off a chain reaction that destroys everything in its path. There's no sense of safety here, not even for characters who seemed untouchable before. Fallout, Season 2, Episode 8, feels like the moment where legends are made or completely torn apart. The trailer doesn't promise a happy ending, it promises consequences, and that's what makes it so exciting to watch. By the final part of the trailer, the tension has reached a near unbearable level. Every frame pulses with urgency. Every beat teases danger, and it feels like the wasteland itself is holding its breath. The trailer doesn't slow down here, but it also doesn't just throw chaos at you blindly. It carefully layers action, suspense, and emotional weight to make each moment feel meaningful. Characters are pushed to their absolute limits, physically, mentally, and morally, and the audience is left wondering who will survive and who will fall. There's this constant sense that once Episode 8 starts, nothing will be the same again. Fallout has always thrived on unpredictability, and this trailer makes it feel like the rules of the world are about to be rewritten. The ultimate showdown hinted at in the trailer isn't just about Maximus facing monsters or enemies. It's about confronting the consequences of every choice made so far in the season. Every character's past decisions, every secret revealed, and every alliance formed or broken all seem to be converging. The trailer carefully teases these threads without revealing the outcome, which makes it impossible to look away. Even the smallest glance or hesitation shown in the trailer feels loaded with significance. Fallout, Season 2, Episode 8 isn't just building toward a fight, it's building toward reckoning, and the trailer perfectly captures that feeling of inevitability. Visually, the trailer is breathtaking, balancing explosive action with moments of quiet dread. The wasteland never feels static. It feels alive, unpredictable, and merciless. You get the sense that no one is safe, not even the most powerful characters. Death, betrayal, and disaster are all implied to be right around the corner. This gives the episode a pulse, a heartbeat that keeps viewers on edge from start to finish. You can almost feel the tension in the air, the suspense in every movement, and the weight of the choices that are about to come crashing down. Emotionally, the stakes feel enormous. Maximus, other central characters, and even some unexpected players are all set up for moments of decision that will change everything. The trailer expertly balances thrills with suspense, showing glimpses of danger and heartbreak without giving the full story away. It makes viewers feel the intensity, fear, and anticipation all at once. Fallout, Season 2. Episode 8 isn't just an episode, it's a turning point, a storm gathering in the distance that promises to leave nothing untouched. By the end of the trailer, one thing is clear. Episode 8 is going to be epic. The scale, the stakes, and the suspense all converge to make it feel like nothing that came before truly prepared you for what's about to happen. It's a perfect storm of chaos, strategy, and emotional weight, leaving viewers both thrilled and terrified for the next chapter. Every shot, every beat, every hint of danger is designed to keep you glued to the screen, waiting to see who survives, who triumphs, and who falls. Fallout Season 2. Episode 8 promises to be unforgettable, and the trailer nails it, leaving the audience with a rush of anticipation that's impossible to ignore.